The public that wish to speak at this time? Not all have.
Yeah, I have a comment. As we're sitting here listening to the various appointments and things, and learning a bit about that process, Joanne and I were talking about the fact that it might be convenient. I know it takes human time to keep websites up and add things to them and all, but it might be a convenient way to communicate with people about who the members are and who they represent, and who appoints them. If each of these commissions, like the county planning commission or the you name it, whatever,
Yep.
has a list of who is there, and kind of under that name appointed by representing that kind of thing, and then it'd make it, I think, a little easier to have a real sense of how people get where they get and who they are.
And their terms.
And their terms. Yeah, and we know it takes human time to do that.
It's a cool idea. Not really a long time. That's not a cool idea.
And just like you were talking about the jurisdictional requirements of the one you were just talking about.
Yeah.
If we don't have any clue who belongs where and how they got there, then you don't have any feed-in of interested individuals.
We will work on that. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, and then we, at some point in time, we need to take up a collection. Apparently Stanley does not have enough money to buy a razor with, so we'll be taking up a collection. Help Stanley out.
And just because you see this as a challenge.
You want to go, buddy? You want to go? Thank you all. All right, let's review the minutes of the November 19th, 2012. Sit here and tell you I have had the opportunity to pore over it. I haven't, but what I did notice right away was Lindsay Peace is not from the human shelter. She's from the humane shelter. So, anybody else have comments on that? I love it.
Autocorrect and spell check, I just love it.
Human's a good word. So.
It did the same thing last time.
All right, one question I have, you, the chairman or vice chairman, have you met with Allen County representatives yet? And if not, when is that meeting?
We're not going to meet it together. It'll be 3-on-3. It'll be a 3-on-3 game, and no, we have not. So.
Figure that's why you guys make a big fuss.
No, we have not. We have not met with them.
You have not met with them?
Nope. Actually,
visitation
only saw one of them last week, but didn't even talk about it when we were with them.
Okay.
So.
I think the invitation has been extended, but they haven't replied.
I think that's the way it is. You've what's her name? Rhonda, their secretary.
Correct, Rhonda, yeah.
You've told Rhonda that, hey, we can do this, but they've not replied to us. So.
I was so moved we approved the November 19th minutes as printed. With that change.
Motion second. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. In regards to the claims, I did have a chance last Friday to go over them. I don't really have a lot to talk about, but on page 1, location number 0105, there's a $414.57 charge from Preferred IT, and as I'm going back through, and I guess this might just be why we check claims, because anything can happen. Well, I'm not finding it right now. I found an exact same number somewhere. Yeah, okay. I found an exact same number, so I went and page 20. I went and I pulled both claims out and I looked at the invoices and they both had their exact same invoice. Bottom line was it just was gonna get paid twice. So it's no big deal, and we caught it, and I think that's why we probably do the claims. But what it brought up for me, and I'm certainly not taking pot shots. I wish the sheriff was still here, I truly do. I'm not taking shots at preferred technology, but let me just say this. It seems like we have a double standard. It seems like we make Becker come to us for almost everything he wants to do, but we pay Preferred IT thousands of dollars and never see them. And I'm just thinking, is that a double standard? Obviously, my preference would be we have one IT person only, and I'm not sure in my lifetime I'll see that happen. But so I guess I just want to throw that out there. I think Preferred IT has liberties that Becker does not. They just do work and they send us a bill and we pay the bill. And with Jim Becker or MicroAge, is that the right word? With MicroAge, he has to come and get permission to do things. So what are your thoughts? Do you think we should talk to? See, I don't even know who to talk to, truthfully. Is Preferred IT sort of the judicial side of
Well, the prosecutor's office uses Preferred IT.
Sheriff's Department?
The Sheriff's Department. And when I talked to them, it was, they've got certain things that Preferred IT can do that Jim Becker can't do.
And I understand it.
But
At least in their minds they do,
But as far as Jim Becker, actually, he doesn't have to come to us for everything. I mean, he's been approved to a certain amount of money as long as he stays underneath that. A lot of times he comes to us that he really doesn't have to.
okay.
I agree,
Okay.
but I haven't seen a contract from Preferred IT since I've been on it.
And that was my
We make
next
Becker come every
thing.
year.
Yeah,
That was
we
my
need a
next thing is
contract
we need a contract with Prefer IT, so everybody's on the same page. We know what they're gonna give us and what they're not gonna give us. So I would at least like to push for a contract with them, so.
You'll want that to go to Attorney Ziegler in your contracts upstairs? Or
What now?
if we get a contract, do you want it reviewed by Attorney Ziegler?
Oh, absolutely, but we aren't even that far, because I don't know if there is a contract. So we need to talk to the people who use Preferred IT and ask them if they indeed have contracts with them. And if so, where the copies are and what the terms of the contract are. Attorney Sigler's made it pretty clear to us that he likes to have end dates on contracts, so. I guess that's what I'd like to do is find out more about whether we have contracts with them. Anybody have a problem with that?
No, yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to see them also have Jim Becker go over those to see if that is.
Oh, see if there's
those are
anything we can
items,
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, I'll work on that.
I have a question on the claims.
Yes,
This duplicate, I understand these have not been paid yet, right? Until we authorize them. My concern is that would there have been 2 checks drawn for 4/14/57
Yes,
and 1 returned?
yes.
Has that,
actually, it'd have been, I made her show me her thing on the computer, and there were 2 4/14/57s on there, and that's when I said, so it looks like we're paying this twice. The response I had would be, they'd have to pay back the 4/14/57, or give us credit.
but my question is, so that we're right where we like to be, on top of the table. Was this person written up for this?
No,
Why? We have been known to fire people for the same thing. Right?
mhm.
At least this person should have been written up, the least.
Don't disagree with that. I didn't really go there. I was more concerned about,
Well,
let's get
I'm
this thing
just
stopped.
saying,
I
if
think-
we're gonna be fair for northwest part,
Absolutely,
we're gonna be
absolutely.
fair with southeast. I know things slip by now and then, but this is an amount, and I just feel to be fair with everyone, because if this happens again and again, then she's gonna get one write-up, and that one, but here, and it protects you, and it protects us. We're following the same procedure.
I agree, I'll make note of it.
Pardon?
I agree, I'll make note of it.
Thank you very
As
much.
the other
That's
ones,
all I
yes.
have to say about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Usually what happens in a situation like that is we get a statement and a bill, and both will get paid. But I don't think that's what happened this time, but.
And I'm not looking to fire this. I'm
No.
just saying, be sure it's in their file.
Right.
And she's aware of it, and it'll make her a little more on the balls of her feet to be sure it's.
And the person who wrote up the claim also, probably the clerk who wrote up the claim to be paid, needs to note that it was paid out of 105 and what was the other department paid out of?
Page 20 and page 1.
So really it involves two people,
Right,
two different
okay.
claims.
Well,
Or maybe even three if it was another
I have
department.
enough comments in you that you will handle it within your office.
Mhm.
Thank you.
1222.
Do you need a motion, Mr. Chairman?
No, sir, I still have a couple more things here.
Okay.
On the review, I'm sorry. These are just thoughts and questions. There was, page 15, location 0136, which I think is courts. There was $5,208 spent for a digital recording system, and my only question, I know they have the money and I understand that, but were there any other quotes, was kind of the note I made to myself on that. Did we spend 5,000 just based on one quote? So, again, just mental notes to myself. In honesty, I didn't find very much. So that is my report, unless you gentlemen found something you had a question on. If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the claims as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Minutes of claims taken care of, 2013 for planning and building. The next item we had here was the interlocal agreement for solid waste. You know what? I think I do have a copy